Hi, this is my video explaining how I put together my rain barrel system. So the first thing you got to do is collect the water from the roof into the barrels. What I've done is just hook this to the downspout, using parts from Home Depot that were not intended for the use I put them to. I've finagled all this stuff together. Got a screen here to catch some of the bigger pieces, some PVC to just kind of fit it all together. Bang, into the barrel it goes. You can get these barrels from car washes, city water, different food, kitchen, fast food places. I guess you can get them that they use them for oil. You can get the used barrels because otherwise they just toss them out. So $10 or even free, you can get a bunch of these barrels. Saves a lot of water. Step 2, once you've collected your water, you got to pump it to your storage tanks. Got a pump that I got for about $40 from Home Depot, 100-foot garden hose from Tractor Supply, and a bunch of random PVC, black ABS, garden irrigation tubing. Just long enough to get to the bottom of the tank that you're not sucking mud, you know, and the crud that collects in the bottom. One thing you got to make sure you don't suck air on your pump, otherwise you'll burn the motor out. So just kind of listen for the tone of it. Once it starts whining real high, unplug it real quick. Third thing, now you've got your storage tanks. 3 plastic barrels connected by a bunch of PVC parts. I've got the PVC high enough that once the water comes in, it'll fill up and then it'll fill across to the 2 side barrels. I had to drill the tops out probably about fist size so I get my hands in and attach the pieces. But now I don't want mosquitoes and leaves and everything getting in there. So a real simple solution is just take some bungee cord, some twine, and a couple trash bags. That covers the tops. As far as the water coming into the pipe, what I've done is put this elbow up here above the level of my cross pipes. So the water comes in and it flows in, it'll never flow back out. Before the water level gets to this elbow, it's going across and filling up my barrels. Alright, once the water's in the storage barrel, I use it to water my compost. This is the king of all compost bins. Scrap wood mostly, the 4x4s were new. Everything else we found used and kind of cobbled it together. I've got 3 spigots. This is where you'll want to be in closer. So you can see the detail of the spigots. I've got 3 spigots, or you can look at this one, drilled into the bottom of the rain barrels. I wanted a tight fit. In order to do that, I wanted to thread the spigot into the barrel and then seal it with silicone. But finding the tap that was big enough to do that was impossible. What I did was get about a 3 or 4 inch piece of cast iron pipe nipple, cut a slot in it with my angle grinder, and use that angle grinded nipple as an improvised tap. Cut my threads, coated the spigot with some silicone, screwed it in, bang, everything's waterproof, perfect. All I have to do now is grab the hose, and I've got 1 spigot from each barrel because I didn't want to rig up 3 more pieces of PVC tubing. This way I only empty 1 barrel at a time. I run my hose over to where my compost is, and I can choose any one of these that I want. It don't matter. Turn on my spigot, water my compost. And all I'll do is just leave that there, let it pour on the top of the pile until the barrel's empty. What do I use compost for? We'll sift it and screen the big chunks out. What isn't biodegraded down or decomposed goes back in the pile. What is decomposed down to basically dirt either goes into the garden or on the lawn. It's free fertilizer if you don't count the cost that I spend on gas for the tractor turning it over, parts for the wood for the bin putting it together, all the PVC, the $40 electric pump, the 100-foot garden hose, the 50-foot extension cord, the spigots, the 6-foot adapters, miscellaneous power tools, screws, bolts, nails. It's free fertilizer. Get what I'm saying?